Hey everyone, Kevin Lewis with Home Life Benchmark Realty, and it's time for your September 2021 Fraser Valley Real Estate Update. Summer has come and gone, and with that we did see the typical slowdown that we would expect to see in every summer. However, there are a few things that are a little different than normal. Right off the bat, the first thing that comes to mind that is a little out of the ordinary is the total lack of inventory that we're seeing in the market these days. In fact, August 2021 finished with 51% less inventory than over the 10-year average for the month. So that means that we have about half the number of homes available for purchase for the total number of buyers out there, which takes us to our next point that August 2021 also saw 41% more sales than we would expect to see in an average August. If you take these two numbers together, they're on opposite sides of the whole thing here, and the supply is very low, and that means the demand is very high, which is why we're in a situation where pretty much any home that gets listed on the market is sold within a week if it's priced nearly appropriately, and it goes to multiple offers most of the time. Simple supply and demand rules would dictate that this would mean prices should be continuing to increase. However, there's many other variables involved in things, and one of those big things is, of course, affordability, and the average person simply is not just able to make money appear out of anywhere. Otherwise, we'd all have mansions on the side of ocean views or whatever view you want to have, but that's just not the reality. So when affordability is taken into account, that's why we're seeing prices somewhat stagnate, despite the fact they are still rising, just not as highly as you would expect if we were just to look at the supply and demand of things. For the entire last year, we've seen record-breaking or near record-breaking number of sales for any given month, which has pretty well never happened before. Even if you look back to the big boom we saw in 2016, 2017, we didn't see total sales numbers like we've seen lately. We have, of course, seen major price increases in the detached market. We've seen quite significant increases in the townhome market and very significant in the condo market, however, not nearly as high as the detached. But when we're looking at things overall, the market has increased in price, and it doesn't appear that it's going to slow down, or I shouldn't say not slow down, it doesn't appear that it's going to stop increasing anytime soon. I do think that the majority of the price increases, being as drastic as they were the last 6-7 months, is probably over, and we'll probably see a more stable continued growth of somewhere between 6 to 9 to 10% kind of thing, year to year change going forward for the next couple of years. As I just mentioned, the biggest issue is currently the lack of supply and inventory that we have available for buyers. Now, we can look at this as homes listed for sale, and we could also look at the total number of homes that are available to the public. And yes, there are vacant homes out there, and that is a bit of a problem. However, the total underlying problem is that we simply just don't have enough homes for the total population that lives in our area. We hear politicians from all sides of things, conservatives, liberals, centralists, whatever, all trying to impose new taxes on this, new taxes on that, new restrictions on who can buy what. Personally, I don't believe any of that's going to change. The underlying problem is that we simply don't have enough homes. Creating a new tax doesn't create new homes. To me, the biggest problem here is that those greedy developers that people like to think are making millions and millions of dollars, which the average developer is not making millions of dollars. Some of them are making pretty good money, but they work extremely hard to do what they do, and there is several hidden costs involved in developing a new home, or a series of new homes more specifically. Developers are running a business, and of course they're going to sell their product for the highest price they can, because anybody running a business that's not trying to maximize profits is probably not going to be doing very successful in business. I mean, of course, there has to be looks into customer support and everything like that, but that's getting off topic here. The point is, developers are running businesses, they want to maximize their profits, and there are so many different costs that developers are facing behind the scenes that's making it prohibitive. Not even costs sometimes, just zoning regulations or different regulations that are not allowing more homes to be built. This is where the problem with increasing prices is coming from the lack of inventory and the lack of ability to create new homes on scale that we need to do. Now, I'm not suggesting that we give developers all the money in the world to do whatever they want to do. Of course, we have to have bylaws and we have to have zonings and we have to keep neighborhoods looking and feeling nice and safe and take all of these things into account. However, there are so many things and so much red tape out there that it's just simply impossible for enough homes to be built under the current situation. And to me, this is where the problem lies. So you can look at all these new taxes and hope and pray that the market comes down. Personally, I don't see the market decreasing until more homes are available for a growing population. With all of those factors in mind, I believe that we are going to see steady growth in prices over the next several years, and I kind of believe that where the prices are today is potentially probably the lowest we'll see into the future, and interest rates are also probably at one of the lowest rates we'll see going into the future as well. So if you're just looking to purchase a home and not sell anything, now may be the most lucrative time to do so going forward. This could of course be wrong, and I could be wrong on my interpretation on new taxes and this and that, and maybe that does lower the market. However, I just don't see that from my perspective of things, and trust me, I don't want to see prices increase. From personally, I would love to buy a home, and the prices are so high that it's very difficult to do so. And from a business standpoint, a lot of people think realtors want to drive prices up. Personally, I would rather have lower prices, and then more of my clients can afford to get into the homes that they want to get into. And when more of my clients can do that, I can sell more houses and I can be more successful in my business. So this big myth I see that realtors want to drive prices up and go crazy, I just don't understand the rationale behind why we would want that as realtors. Now, if you're looking to sell your home and either upgrade or downgrade, I wouldn't say that there's as much of a rush, or I wouldn't even call it a rush on buying things, because I would never urge anybody to do anything before they're ready to do so, whether it's financially or just situationally. But if you're looking to make a move to a new home, an upgrade or a downgrade, like I said, not downgrade, but downsize, to depending on your life situation, the right time to make a move, I still to this day will always say, is when the time is right for you. And that means your life situation, whether you have children that are going to be switching to a new school because of their age, or maybe it's you want to move in summertime so they can start the school in new year. Whatever the situation is, the best time to make the move is when it's right for you, and not to necessarily try to time the market. We can try and time it, but the thing is, if it was as easy as it is to say, everybody would be millionaires. The old saying is, buy low, sell high. Pretty darn easy to say. In reality, it's not so easy to execute on, although if you do look at history, the prices, like I say, are probably lower now than they will be in 3-4 years, so if you buy now, you're buying low, and if the prices increase, then whenever you go to sell, there's a good chance you'll be selling for a higher price than what you purchased for. Now, these different portions of the market may want to balance out over time. However, it doesn't work out as simply as that, as for every single home that's built, I don't know the exact numbers, I'm just kind of making these up just to give an example, but there's probably somewhere between 20 to 30 new condos being built. So the inventory level of condos is going to grow much faster than the inventory level of single-family homes, which is likely why we've seen those single-family homes increase that much more than the townhouses and the condos. Overall, the market is very active right now, and like I would always say, it's never a bad time to make a move. The worst thing that could happen is your home may take a little bit longer to sell, or there may be fewer homes available on the market to choose from, and you might have to go a little bit higher than what the last sale was in order to secure that home. However, we definitely have ways of mitigating the risk and helping navigate through this complicated market. So if you are thinking about making a move in the near future, whether it be the next couple months, a year from now, 2 years from now, or even 3 years from now, it doesn't hurt to start making a plan and start getting an idea of what the market is doing in both your current home and in the type of home that you want to get into. And I'm always more than happy to start planning with my clients up to 3 years in advance. If it takes longer than that, it takes longer than that. I don't mind any of that, and this is all part of what I do as a realtor. So if you are thinking about making a move, be sure to reach out to me soon and touch base, and we'll go over and start making a plan that's unique to you. Because at the end of the day, it's not a cookie cutter industry. What works for you may not work for somebody else, which may not work for a total different person. So I'm always happy to cater a plan towards your situation and help you navigate this complicated market and start making a plan so that when the time is right for you, you're ready to go and you feel more comfortable understanding what's happening in the market. I always look forward to hearing from you, whether it's in the comments down below, whether you send me an email, whether you give me a phone call, text message at 604-218-5635. Like I say, I always look forward to hearing from my clients no matter what the situation is, and I want to help you start making that plan. So be sure to reach out whenever you're ready to, and I'm always happy to start making that plan for you. I look forward to hearing from you soon, and thanks for tuning in.